Since taking on the city's top job, Deputy Mayor Jennifer McKelvie has been thrown into the fire on a number of fronts. One example, maintaining relationships with both the provincial and federal governments, especially when the city continues to ask for more money.
We're going to get to a point, an inflection point, where something has to be done. If not, and that's coming up very soon. We have over $1.6 billion of COVID hangover between 22 and 23.
Toronto Budget Chief Gary Crawford echoing points that were spelled out in a couple of letters signed by Deputy Mayor Jennifer McKelvie, addressed to both federal and provincial finance ministers today. Priorities listed include a need to provide support for affordable housing and for the province to make up for the loss of development fees for new builds, beyond the immediate need to fill the budget gap.
We've had great partnerships with the other two levels of government, but we really, at this point, need them to step up to the plate. The province has stepped up to the plate for 2022, but we really need the federal government to step up and recognize the challenges that the city is facing.
The recently passed Toronto budget saw property taxes increase by 5.5%, in addition to a 1.5% increase for the city building levy. It included a much criticized increase to the police budget. The letters point out that the city-generated revenues cannot cover increased shelter costs and decreased TTC fare box revenue.
We've worked very closely with the City of Toronto through the pandemic. We worked collaboratively. We've been there with the City of Toronto. We've delivered. We continue to have dialogue with the city.
With the resignation of former Mayor John Tory, there are questions about whether the city's voice has diminished in any way.
There's 25 ridings here, and in government, what's so important is that you listen to all constituents all the time. So we're not going to diminish listening to whether it's Jennifer McKelvie or any of the councillors.
Beyond the immediate needs, the call for a better funding model and framework for the city continues, with McKelvie noting that Toronto cannot solve a structural problem with quick fixes and one-time funding.
We have a budget, as I think everyone knows, that has been balanced really on the backs of support from the other levels of government. If they don't come in, over $1 billion. This isn't small change. This is serious cuts to services. This is incredible raises in taxes.
Crawford emphasizing deadlines once again, pointing out the fact that the provincial and federal governments have until the end of March to finalize their budgets for last year. Also pointing out the fact that they've often left it until the last minute to provide the funding needed. Mark McAllister, City News.